Who's the X factor?
They have no X factor. Their X factor is collective. Like that's like
is
I don't think y'all getting this. Tatum has multiple games of not hitting 20, and they blow teams out. Like, let's be serious. Like, Tatum is not no damn X factor. If Tatum hoops, I mean, that's great. I mean, that's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, like
but we done seen.
So how can he make you proud?
He got a hoop. He got a hoop.
You just said he hooped.
But you asked, is he the X factor? I said no, he isn't the X factor because we seen in so many playoff series, Jason Tatum has not shown up, and their team has still won by 20, 30 points. So like, if he's the X factor, I mean, shit. Am I black? Like, hey, bro. Like, come on, bro. Let's be honest. Yo, hey man, welcome back to another episode of Check the Set Podcast, man. This is a special episode, man. Episode 50, man.
50.
We came a long way. Man, it's been a struggle, it's been a road. But we made it, man. We made it, and we ain't nowhere near finished. But I mean, 50 episodes in with my boys, man. I could have asked to do it with a better group of guys, man. These my brothers, for real. I love these dudes to death. But Big Barry to the left and then to the right, we got Big Verse in the cut. And behind, as always, you know, we got Big Jess, man, the man with the plan.
Yes,
but
sir.
With that being said, we got a lot to talk about today. Obviously, the second round of the NBA players are going on as we currently speak. We just seen the Celtics have another another choke job.
No homo.
Yeah. We may have to clip that up. But second round of playoffs been nothing short but spectacular from every game, for the exception of if you want to count game one in Golden State. But outside of that, the playoffs have been amazing.
Yeah.
NFL award, I mean, we just had a humongous trade. So without further ado, let's get into it. The Dallas Cowboys traded their third round pick to the Pittsburgh Steelers for George Pickens and a 6th round draft pick. So my initial question is that, what is your big reaction to it? What was your initial reaction to seeing the Cowboys trade for George Pickens? And did that put the Cowboys, where do y'all have the Cowboys in contender status? Where are they?
They could be a playoff team for sure. Like,
No, with the acquisition of George Pickens,
Does it move the needle for them?
No, I wouldn't say no. I say no. Like, I don't think it'll move the needle for them. I mean, that's a good pickup for sure, but that ain't like no, just whoa. Like they got him, you know what I'm saying? That's not like, I don't know, like a huge acquisition. It's a good acquisition, I say that. They're going to be able to spread the field some more. I mean, they got 2 consistent receivers, so, and then George Pickens is at his number 2 spot where I feel like he's going to be comfortable at. I would have liked to see him in DK in Pittsburgh, but I mean, it is what it is. But I feel like that's a good little fit for George Pickens out there in Dallas, man. Now, can Dak get the ball to him? Is going to be the real question. So I feel like that's a good little move for Dallas.
For Dallas, that's not a bad move at all. That's honestly probably the best thing we've seen Jerry Jones do outside of drafting in a hot minute. George Pickens is in his proper role as a number 2. CeeDee Lamb, you obviously know how I highly think of him as far as like his receiving capabilities. I think he's fringe top 5 at best for sure. Pickens has a chance to be a elite level number 2 option for Dak Prescott. I don't think it necessarily moves the needle for them per se, because like the gap has only increased from what Philadelphia has showcased, obviously winning the Super Bowl, but also what Washington has been able to showcase, and with the New York Giants, you never know. So we'll see how that happens. I want to focus on Pittsburgh for a second though. With a move like grabbing DK Metcalf, you would think that they would want to see at least a sample size of the combination between him and Pickens together. Not to mention the fact that they still don't have, at this moment in time, in the eyes of the public, a starting quarterback that you feel, at the very least, comfortable with. You know what I'm saying? Like, shout out to Will Howard. I believe in the dude. I'm not gonna sit up here and discredit him, but like all this talk about Aaron Rodgers, and he still hasn't necessarily gotten to the point of signing that contract. At least at the time of this recording, it's like, what is the plan for Pittsburgh? Like, is this? I honestly looked at this as like a potential move for the tanking, which is crazy for me to say.
You think they tanking? With that move?
That's what it to me it signals. I know that they're not, but like when you get rid of an asset like that, even when you acquired one in DK to stay competitive in that North, it's like it baffled me. And it's not too many times that Pittsburgh baffles me.
I think the George Pickens acquisition for the Cowboys, I think obviously it upgrades your receiver room for sure. Bringing in a wide receiver too to play on the outside, that's a true, I wouldn't say an X receiver because I don't believe that George Pickens is a one. But I believe that gives CeeDee Lamb the how can I put it? A great weapon to take off attention of him, and let's see how we can balance out that receiving attack. But I think the main key for this trade, I think this is Dak's last chance. I think Dak is on his like they're giving Dak every opportunity possible to succeed offensively. He can't control the defense. Dak only controls the offense. You have CeeDee Lamb. You have Brandon Cook. You have George Pickens now. You have Ferguson or Shoemaker, whatever tight end combination you want to throw out there, you have. You drafted Jaden Blue in the 5th round from Texas, speedster 4'9" guy. He should come in and do some damage for you. And then you picked up Javonte Williams in the offseason. And then in your past couple of drafts in the 1st round, you draft all O-linemen. I mean, they got obviously an obsession over me because it's a bunch of Tylers. Tyler Booker, Tyler Guyton, Tyler Smith. They just keep ending up all these Tylers. I mean, shit, I'm next. But I think that the Cowboys, that it's literally a match. They're mapping out Dak Prescott. We're giving you every opportunity possible to show me, can you be that franchise guy? We're giving you all the weapons. Mind you, they're going to have to pay George Pickens, so the move didn't really make sense from that aspect because if y'all don't know, which I'm pretty sure we know, but first round draft picks get 4 years plus one. Yeah. If you're not a first round draft pick, you only get 4 years. So George Pickens, due to obviously character concerns, and obviously it wasn't nothing on the field because George Pickens is a phenomenal talent, in my opinion, but he dropped to the 2nd round because of the stuff he had going on at Georgia. So George Pickens had been in the league for 3 years. So this is coming up on his last year. He's wanting a new contract. Reports came out already that he's reportedly going to play out this last year, kinda. And for me, with guys like that, I'm not the biggest fans of because of the injury aspect of the NFL. This is the most dangerous sport in the world, and I don't think it's even close. Betting on yourself, I mean, all it takes is a Stephon Diggs level injury with a torn ACL on a proven year, and your money messed up. So I'm not. If I'm George Pickens, I want a contract before I step foot on the field, but also I understand why he doesn't have it at the moment because it's kind of a prove it like, okay, you got kicked out of Pittsburgh. The Pittsburgh thought you were so well. Right. And mind you, in the NFL world, you need a quarterback. Or like, obviously we know that. We need a quarterback. But if you don't have a quarterback that you're playing top level money to, then you obviously build around, like, you know how CJ, we have Nico, we paid Nico. Yeah. We had Stephon, we brought in Stephon, moved all his money up to that 1 year. So you build all these weapons around the quarterback if you believe that quarterback is worth it. Clearly, they don't believe A, Will Howard is that guy, or B, George Pickens, you're not worth investing all that money in. When we get our quarterback, then it's DK, George Pickens, both sides, high pay receiver because obviously the wide receiver market is going up, so it's going up 30 million is going to be the average price for the average Joe. Yeah. And I think George Pickens is going to be a little bit over that because of his potential. Obviously, DK was coming on his 2nd big-time contract because DK is a little older than him. Yeah. So George Pickens probably got more money based off of potential. But me saying all this, I just think the Cowboys, they're in a win-now mode, which obviously they've been in the last couple of years, but I think it's immense pressure on Dak Prescott to get the job done with a capable supporting cast in a tough division, in a tough conference. Get the job done. If you bring these level of assets to any other quarterback, I promise you, it would be Super Bowl or bust expectations. So I think it's no different for Dak Prescott this year with the level of talent that he has around him. If he doesn't complete the mission this year, it's over. Pause. Are you subscribed to Check the Set Podcast, man? While we on this pause, you make sure you go on that YouTube link and you subscribe to Check the Set Podcast, or you're going to make my boy Maury sad, man.
I'm going to do something crazy.
And I think that they're going to probably move on, and you're going to have to pay Micah at some point. So
Yeah.
you better start
paid
getting
him?
They still haven't paid him.
Oh, my
Do
God.
you think Pickens is over or underpaid right now?
Shoot, he haven't got paid.
He ain't got paid. He on that rookie deal.
He's still on his rookie deal.
Yeah, he's still on that rookie deal, so he getting like a little something.
I mean, he in Dallas, so they probably are going to overpay for him.
Yeah, they gon' like
Especially
Jerry
since
Jones.
they
He going to
traded
wait the
for him.
last second.
Jerry Jones, he gonna give him some bread for sure. So
Don't you feel like it's a lot of pressure on Schottenheimer too?
No. Schottenheimer is a first-year head coach. Jerry Jones picked him. It's no pressure on Schottenheimer whatsoever. When you're a first-year head coach with that level of talent, they're expecting the talent to be able to override that first-year head coach, because you pick up an assistant head coach. I'm not expecting you to be Belichick.
Right.
I'm not expecting you to, my expectation for a first-year coach, lead us to the playoffs. No. You've been having talent there for the past couple of years that's been normally in the playoffs. And the 1 year Dak gets hurt, they're not in the playoffs. So that's kind of a normal expectation for them at this point with the amount of talent they have.
The only thing that I could say to combat that is, like, we've seen 1 year coaches get dismissed for having terrible seasons with terrible rosters when you already had terrible expectations for those teams.
Okay, but before you go any further, which team are we talking about?
Let's talk about the Broncos when they first.
No. We talking about what team are we talking about now?
The Cowboys.
And have Jerry Jones ever done that?
Jerry Jones is a businessman. He is going to promote the hell out of that team.
But what has been the main thing that we peeped over the Cowboys over the past couple of years?
Yeah, we all know that.
Jerry Jones has had better coaching opportunities. I mean, he has had better coaching candidates
some guys,
to be hired, but he doesn't bring them in because he wants the guys that he can control, that doesn't steal his spotlight, doesn't
basically
steal
does what
his
he
shine.
says. Yeah, does what he wants.
A yes man.
But even with that being said, the worst that Jason Garrett has done has been like barely missing the playoffs and having a mediocre year. The worst that Mike McCarthy has done was this past season with the Cowboys. And even that was like not even good enough to have a top 10 pick in the NFL draft. So it's not like they had the worst season in the world. Imagine what an unproven head coach is capable of doing on the downside of things. And he ends up having the poorest year to where Dallas is one of the worst teams in the NFL. They were bad last year, but they weren't one of the worst. Like, it's levels to how terrible of a squad you could be.
True.
What does his move say about the Cowboys' confidence?
I say that they're all in. I feel like making a move like this with obviously you knowing that he's going to be due for a payday. You're pushing all your poker chips to the table. This is your last hurrah, your last dance. But after this is going to be, I guess it's a blessing that you can draft well, where you can have generational talents that you have to pay a lot of money to, as a Micah Parsons. I wouldn't say that to the level of CD. He's already gotten paid, and he took, he converted his money, some of his salary to a signing bonus. So it's not.
Oh yeah, so
it's all
He moves pretty smart with that.
him and Dak Prescott. So I feel like it's all or nothing. Like this is a make or break year for Dak. If he doesn't perform, which obviously I'm expecting for him not to do. I'm not trying to wish that upon him, but I mean it's like James Harden. When he gets to the playoffs, he's gonna choke. It's a normal occurrence. So I don't think that the Cowboys are going to exceed any expectations that they are getting set on them right now because they got George Pickens.
You feel like they still a first round type of thing, first round exit, second round exit.
If that, because I think that Philly and Washington are going to be good again this year.
And do we really expect, even with how like wild and wacky the NFC is, do we expect 3 teams from one division to make the playoffs?
Nah, I don't expect
Any
2.
division inside the NFC.
Yeah.
I mean, the NFC
I feel like
West.
the Bears gonna be better
I think
than
that you could get.
No, NFC North. It was the North.
yeah.
It was. I don't believe that as of this year, but I'm saying it was done literally just last year.
I know. I'm talking about this year, like this season. Do we expect that to repeat?
Nah.
From any division.
I mean, as of now, no. And, obviously, when it gets to the time, we're going to be looking dumb because it's going to probably be one.
Yeah.
But even with that being said, I damn sure don't expect it to be from the NFC East. I don't expect like that division, even for as porous as it has been outside of the top end of it, they beat each other up. So it's like the bad teams are going to suck. The good teams are going to get free, easy wins, and the top end talent is going to be somewhere near the 2 or the 3 seed, maybe even fighting for first place in the NFC. Maybe they'll squeak in a wild card team here and there, but they're not getting 3 teams in the dance.
Did the Steelers draft a receiver?
No.
If I'm the Steelers, I'm kind of questioning that move a little bit. I ain't gonna lie, like just because it's like, who we gonna have to replace that talent?
Shit, you brought in DK for $30 million. Sure, he better replace that.
I mean, we seen how that played out in Seattle, and it's like DK, he nice, like he good, he's a good player, but do we really feel like he's gonna be like that number one?
I mean,
that we expected him to be.
He got no choice now. I mean, who else is on that roster that you feel confident enough to be on the same level of DK, if not better?
Nah, I want to know who's gonna be that number 2. Like that's really what I want to know, because that'll take the pressure off DK and probably it'll,
Well, clearly they think Calvin Austin a hell of a receiver if they go in this direction. Which he obviously had his ups for sure, but
Yeah,
I mean, as
sure.
number 2, hopefully he's developing and he puts on the year that the Steelers are investing in him right now. But as far as I know, I don't see the Steelers being anywhere competitive this year, even if they get Aaron Rodgers.
That boy Mike Tomlin. Supposedly they wanted him out of there. They wanted George Pickens out of there. He wanted George Pickens out of there. It didn't have nothing to do with the OC, receiver coach, none of that. Like
Behavior. It's behavior. It's attitude. You're not bigger than the program.
Yeah, but I mean, it's always been a behavior thing when it comes to him getting rid of receivers seemingly prematurely in the media's eyes. Chase.
Oh, this ain't this.
Yeah, Antonio
Claypool,
Brown,
yeah.
Chase Claypool, Martavis Bryant, now George Pickens, the latest on the list.
And it's unfortunate because all of those receivers end up not to being as good as what they were on the Steelers.
Yeah.
So hopefully, George Pickens, you change your ways in Dallas, you get your payday, and you show the world because you're going to be under the biggest scope in American
America's
sports.
team.
Because you're going to get the primetime slot. And switching over to a primetime slot, NBA second round, man. It's been exciting. It's been action-packed. I mean, so many good matches, man. And it's crazy enough, 7 out of these 8 teams were in the divisional round. I said divisional round. The second round of the playoffs last year.
Mm-hmm.
The only team that's not there from last year to this year is the Dallas Mavericks. That's insane. That is insane. But with that being said, man, let's start off with the first series, man. We have the Pacers versus the Cavs, and we know that it's 2-0 already. Right. But what are your predictions? I mean, obviously it's 2-0, so, if you want to Pacers and vibe because they already up. Like, it's fine, but let's react like we didn't know what happened. Well, we can give what you thought was going to happen and what you currently feel like it's going to happen. So let's start out with you, Amari.
I felt like the Cavaliers was going to do them bad.
Regardless.
I really thought they was going to do them bad, but...
So what was your series prediction?
Series prediction? I thought
before it started.
I thought the Cavs was going
to win in 4 or 5 series?
Yeah, 4 games for sure.
So you thought it was going to be
I thought they was. I didn't think the Pacers was that good. That's not. Yeah, I mean, it's possible. You know what I'm saying? If they come back and play the right way and everything like that, I'm stuttering and shit. Nah, but like now, if Hallie keep playing how he playing, bro, I ain't gonna lie. Like the whole team, like the Pacers, if they all playing like how they supposed to play, like they played the other night, boy. Hey, you might as well say bye-bye to them Cavs, boy, because Donovan Mitchell, he dropped what, 40? 45? 48. And he had damn near 50 points and it didn't equal out to a win. So D Mitch gonna do his job. But it's the people around him that gotta support him. You know what I'm saying? They gotta help him out. So shit, but I feel like the Pacers got it, I ain't gonna lie. And they up right now, so it's like shit, you can't blow that.
Now you have the Pacers and how many games? Now you have the Pacers and how many games?
I say 5. 5 games. I'll give it 5 games.
Okay, so Big Versi, what is your prediction for this series and how many games you got?
Shit, I thought it was going to be a decent series. I thought it was going to go 6 in favor of Cleveland. I just feel like the way that Cleveland's been looking all year, I feel like they were at bare minimum destined to a trip to the Eastern Conference Finals.
They were number 1 in the East, am I right?
Yeah.
At one point, I'm finna say,
Yeah.
I know I'm tripping.
And now we are halfway out away from grabbing them brooms. But I personally think that it's not going to be that damn big of a discrepancy between these two teams. I think it will go 6, but I will lean towards Indiana. Like Cleveland, for as bad as they've been playing, they got some pride, but I want to give them some level of grace because they're missing Mobley, they're missing Garland, they're missing
Yeah, they missing the
DeAndre
guys.
Hunter. Like they're missing some guys, but at the same time, like the first game you had a few of those guys and they were doing fine,
Right.
or they was losing, they was getting knocked off. The second time around, when you was missing all of those guys, you were up by 20 at a certain point in time in the third quarter. There's no way in hell you should lose that game. I mean, like not Kenny Atkinson. What's the name of their coach?
Kenny Atkinson.
No, he's at Cleveland right now. Oh yeah, okay. Kenny Atkinson.
Trust yourself.
Bro, you're the coach of the year. How the hell can you not maintain a 7-point lead with just above a minute left? That's terrible. Like, there's no way in hell you should lose that game. And somehow, some way, it looks like it's going to be another year before Donovan Mitchell gets to a conference finals. They might mess around and put him in talks with Embiid. And it's not his fault because he's been hooping.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're
for
going to put him in them talks with Embiid because D-Mitch be stepping up. He be stepping
But
up.
he had a moment where he hasn't stepped up. And, I mean, to this series, prior to this, I thought it was going to be Cleveland and 6. I think they're both great offensive teams. Cleveland came in number 1 offense in the playoffs, Indiana second.
Yeah.
So, you know they can put the ball in the basket at a high clip. But the injuries, man. The injuries play a huge factor in, and obviously Indiana is having a good series so far. But at the end of the day, I'm looking at it, I'm like, Indiana. I'm at Cleveland. You missing Evan Mobley. He sprained his ankle coming down on a post hook against Evan Mobley in the fourth quarter. Then you have Darius Garland with a toe injury that's like bad enough where he needs to
Missed multiple games.
yes, multiple games. And then DeAndre Hunter, I don't know the estimated time return for him, but I mean it's not close. So
Damn.
I would say Indiana, and if they don't return 5, if they do return 6,
Yeah.
I feel like they have the momentum. Now Indiana has home court because they have 3 home games, so Cleveland's 2 now. If they were to go to 7, so Indiana has a chance to close them out. And they have 4 more attempts.
If the Pacers sweep, I'm buying the Haliburton jersey.
Haliburton. But
I ain't mad at it.
so we got the Pacers in 5, we got the Pacers in 6, we got the Pacers in 6. But before everybody chose Cleveland, it's unfortunate that Darius Garland and Evan Mobley haven't been able to give us a better series. But I mean, all the games have been exciting without them being there.
That's true.
The Pacers are
Second string came. They stepped up a little bit.
the Pacers are earning respect in a lot of people's eyes, and Haliburton he put his name on the map. That's for sure.
He rejuvenated himself.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie. He brought himself back in them. Like, okay, yeah, that's the Tyrese Haliburton I know. Like
That Hallie before the injury of last year, yeah, he's showing up.
he brought, yeah.
He's showing up now.
And with that being said, man, the next series, we have the 2 seed Boston Celtics versus the 3 seed New York Knicks. And obviously, we've seen what Jason Tatum has just done, which put the Knicks up 2-0 in this series. So, with that being said, where did you have the series predicted before? And what is your predictions now? Amara, you go.
All right. I like the underdogs. You know what I'm saying? I had the Knicks coming in to win. Honestly, the way that Jalen Brunson has been playing, man, it's phenomenal. I mean, he's been playing.
So, you had them
good.
winning before?
Yeah, yeah, but it was gonna. I feel like it's gonna go to Game 7, of course. But you know, like I really feel like this is the Knicks' time, bro. This is their time to really get the upper hand over the Celtics. You know what I'm saying? They already got it, but it's just, you know, I felt like I just wanted to go for the underdog. Honestly, you know, the Celtics. I mean, shit. Yeah, I have high expectations for them, but yeah, I don't know, man. I just went for the Knicks, bro. That was it.
So how many games do you feel like the Knicks are going to win this series now?
It'll be I say it go to like game. I think he'll go to game 7. I don't think the Celtics just gonna like back off like that. I ain't gonna lie. I don't think. Yeah, they got too much fight in them.
Big Burst, where do you got the series? Where did you have the series predicted prior to the games, and where do you have the series predicted now since Knicks are up 0-2? I mean 2-0.
I would have bet everything that I own that the Celtics had a guaranteed trip to the Eastern Conference Finals. And that just shows how much confidence I had in Boston as the defending champions. I would have thought that they probably would have been able to do it in 7 because I feel like the Knicks are just that physical of a team, and Brunson can will them to victory like we've seen literally today. Cat has the ability to have like a good shooting night, but I thought Boston was going to be able to take the mantle in that aspect. At first, I thought it was going to be the Celtics in 7, but as of right now,
Times have changed.
times have changed. I think it'll be Knicks in 6. I've got enough confidence that the Celtics can get this back to becoming an entertaining series. Also, they're the best three-point shooting team in the NBA as far as like the volume they hit and the amount of attempts that they have per game. I would be a fool to expect them to shoot this poorly for the rest of the series. Because if they shoot this terrible from beyond the arc, I might as well say it's a sweep right now. I don't think it'll be this damn bad for the rest of this entire series. They'll get at least one game in the Garden. But the way Brunson looking, even when he struggles, he still finds a way to show up in the biggest moments of the game. I got to give it to New York.
My prediction going in was obviously Boston in 6. Obviously, Boston won that regular season matchup 4-0. They had their number for about the last 2 years. I didn't feel like New York supporting cast outside of Brunson stepped up to the level that we thought that they were coming into the year. I had the Knicks obviously being the top contenders against Boston prior to that Cat trade and re-signing Bridges and OG Anunoby re-signing. But now, these first 2 games coming in, man, changed my mind.
Knicks
changed
bringing
my
that
mind.
heat.
So my prediction now is Knicks in 5. I had a ton of respect for Boston, not because of one individual guy, but the overall. They have 7 to 8 players on their team right now that can literally give you 20 on any given night. Yeah. And I include in Al Horford because they like to leave Al Horford open and thinking he the sweetest person on the court full of them damn all-stars, and he ended up spraying your ass going for a 20-piece unexpectedly.
He was an all-star before, too.
Oh, yeah, for sure. We were still in middle school when he was all-star. Let's be serious.
That boy, that Hawks, Al Horford.
Yeah.
Never forgot about him.
One thing for sure, Al Horford is the ultimate pro. Al Horford can play forever. But, man, I think it just all comes down to, at the end of the day, Boston doesn't have a guy, and New York does. Their grit, their tenacity, I mean, they don't quit despite the scoreboard. I mean, third quarter, they've been down 20 points multiple times. And they steady claw their way back, fight their way, scratch, and then they bring it to the point where you're setting up the NBA most clutch player of the year, which is Jalen Brunson, to do what he does basically all year long, which is come clutch for you when it's time. In the fourth quarter, he is the league leading scorer with 14 points per game in 4 quarters. So that means that he's putting his team on his back when it matters the most. And I just don't see that one guy in Boston. I mean, it's a couple.
Brown didn't help them either?
Who?
Jalen Brown didn't do nothing?
Jalen Brown, shoot, he didn't do enough. They was up 20, so at that point, and another point with Boston, you can't fall in love with that 3. Despite how great of a shooting team you are, at the end of the day, if it's not falling, you have Jason Tatum that everybody keeps telling me is a top 5 player. He just put up 11 points. Ooh, he stinks. Ooh, he stinks.
He had 8 for the longest, too.
He stinks.
It's only so many times I could defend that guy, man.
Jason Tatum stinks. And I told everybody that for the longest period of time, Jason Tatum stinks. Is he trash at basketball? Absolutely not. He has immense talent. His thing is mindset. His thing is, oh my God, I don't know if I'm 6'10", so I think I'm going to just shoot jump shots like I'm Steph Curry today. I'm 6'3". So he want to shoot all these fadeaways and do all this and sidestep threes. Bro, any other superstar in the league is getting roasted right now. for putting up that level of performance. And even still, if he would have won that game, oh my God, he played this role. He was a great guy. Did you see 14 rebounds? Oh my God, Jason Tatum, he's the man. He did what he had to do at the end. He got the last dunk at the end, and everybody would be talking about that. He didn't get the chance to. He didn't get the chance to escape that BS that he put on film today for them 48 minutes. He didn't get a chance to escape it because New York came back, they clawed their ass back, and they hawked them. And they gave the ball to Jason Tatum at the end of the game and said, take me home. No Jaylen Brown, no nobody. I'm trying to get a switch on Mitchell Robinson, go to work, take us home. He couldn't do it, folks. He just wasn't that guy. And it's unfortunate because everybody in the league, Jason Tatum, he's the face of the league. Why isn't he the face of the league? That's why. That's why. That is why. He has no clutch factor whatsoever. I don't give a damn how many points he averaged in the regular season. We've seen it too many times. When the playoffs come, Jason Tatum shrinks to the lowest level of superstar we've ever seen. He's a damn role player at a certain point. I mean, you have Derek White looking like an alpha dog when you got Jaylen Brown and you got Jason Tatum and you got Kristaps Porzingis. I mean, how many guys can you have on your team to cover for your woes, your shortcomings, and then you don't get your proper blame? So I feel like Jason Tatum, this one's for you, brother. You've been ducking your blame for all this time, but it's about time you get your share of the blame. Y'all down 0-2. Y'all lost home court, just like Cleveland. Your back's against the wall. What you gonna do? If you can't show up, I swear, I better not ever. I mean ever. And I want you to look at me clear. I don't want to ever see Jason Tatum in no damn face of the league talks ever again. Ever. I'm sick of it. It makes my head hurt. I don't care how good your team is. It's not because of the you. It's because of the collective. And when Drew Holiday leaves, we're going to really see how good Jason Tatum is. But you've been escaping for too damn long because your team been good. Now your team ain't coming to come save the day, and y'all missing 20-plus threes in a quarter. Damn. I mean, don't get me started on game one, quarter three, and they shot 23 pointers and they missed 19.
15 for 60 overall.
Damn.
And Jason Tatum he's 6'9", 6'10", mind you. You know he's hunting matchups, right? He has a 6'1" Jalen Brunson on him, defending him, guarding him.
Clamp.
Like any word that we can use for defense, 6'1" versus 6'9".
Correction. He actually had 13 points.
Oh my goodness, my bad. He put up a fear the beard.
God,
but we got ball. We got basket right here. We have Tatum right here. We have Brunson right here being the defender. This is three-point line and this is mid-range. He's shooting fadeaways and three-pointers against 6'1" Brunson. Coach T would have ripped me a new one if I would have did that, fellas. Ladies and gentlemen, you cannot do that. That is not good basketball. If that's LeBron James, if that's Luka Doncic, if that's Giannis Antetokounmpo, if that's Nikola Jokic, if that's any one of these superstars that Jason Tatum's supposed to be in the same caliber class with, they will be getting roasted until tomorrow morning.
Jesus, he went 5 for 19.
Even then, you ain't going to catch them doing that.
You're never going to catch them doing that. At least you're going to get a damn shot up. I mean, his last possession to split this 1-1 and give his team a realistic, great puncher's chance. He turns the ball over after being indecisive on Mitchell Robinson, and you're going to the fadeaway, and then you pump fake last second. Like, that's unacceptable from any superstar, any face of the league contender. I mean, I don't want to see that ever. I don't want to see him on another national Broadway. Oh my God, I do everything right. I'm a great citizen. Well, damn, shit, I would hope you are. Damn, like, he's a great citizen and he plays in the NBA.
Right.
Okay. At that point, shit, Jalen Green does that. Why he can't be the face? It's levels to this. And you're not on that level, Tatum. And until you prove me wrong, and I'm hoping you prove me wrong because I'm the person to come on here and I admit my wrongs. If I'm wrong about a player, I'll come and fess up and say, you know what? You prove me wrong. But God damn it, you ain't proved me wrong in so damn long. Shoot, I'm looking like Albert Einstein. So
right now, who's the X factor in Boston?
Derek White.
No, I mean even
you
still,
pick and choose at this point.
I don't know who it.
It's Tatum. He's an X factor. If he plays good, they win. If he plays bad, they win.
I mean, he
that's
he ain't
absolutely false.
He ain't even been
That
playing
is
all that in the
false.
playoffs.
Hell no.
He ain't been doing.
God no.
Like he ain't been going crazy.
Who's an X factor?
They have no X factor. Their X factor is collective.
Like,
that's
that
like
is true.
I don't think y'all getting this. Tatum has multiple games of not hitting 20,
telling you,
and they
I'm
blow
telling
teams
you.
out.
I'm
Like, let's
telling
be
you.
serious. Like, Tatum is not no damn X factor. If Tatum hoops, I mean that's great. I mean that's what you're supposed to do.
He had like
But
8
we done
points for the
seen-
longest.
So how can he make you proud?
He got a hoop. He got a hoop.
You just said he hooped.
But you asked, is he the X factor? I said no, he isn't the X factor because we seen in so many playoff series, Jason Tatum has not shown up and their team has still won by 20, 30 points. So like, if he's the X factor, I mean, shit. Am I black? Like,
Hey, bro.
Like, come on, bro. Let's be honest.
Respect. I respect that take.
If he turns his game around and starts being like the leader he's supposed to be, and they win the finals, I feel like you still not gonna.
I have to give you your respect. You're doing
You
it
stepped
now.
up. Yeah,
but
yeah.
as far as I know, shoot, you put up boo boo,
What if he
and
plays
then
the
you
same way and wins the finals?
wait. If he played the same way,
What if he plays the same way and wins the finals?
he getting trashed. I don't care about no final. I mean, he didn't win the finals MVP. It's for a reason. If he was the best player on the team, the most impactful player, he's going to get the most valuable player award. And he went to the finals, and what he do?
Nah, sure.
Like, he put up boo boo,
Look.
and he didn't get the award.
Hey, Tatum, if you a top 5 player, you ain't supposed to go out like this.
You proved it.
Really not.
You done put up back-to-back shitters. Now it's time to prove that you the shit.
Okay.
Literally though.
Literally. And I ain't talking about
This shit ain't even a fault.
And I don't believe that you're gonna do so. But prove me wrong, please. These two are the biggest Tatum supporters I know. But with that being said,
Wait,
man,
wait, wait,
going
wait.
into the West.
Man, him for sure. You can check the videos. He the biggest Tatum supporter for sure.
Nah, yeah, it's a big verse, but man, let's get back on track to the Western Conference, man. The NBA playoffs, we got the 1 seed right now, Denver. I was gonna say Denver, my bad. The Oklahoma City Thunder versus number 4 seed Denver Nuggets.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, it's a 1-0 series lead. Denver beat y'all by a buzzer beater. We know it's pretty tragic. I mean, Chet, you boo-booed on yourself. Let's get better next time. But
Facts.
now they're up
Right.
by close to 30 points. So, Amari, what is your series prediction for OKC versus Denver?
I got a Thunder in 7. No bias. You know what I'm saying? I feel like if we can limit Jokic, which is gonna be hard because Jokic is the best player in the world, best player in the league.
The MVP.
You know what? I'll get it to him. Hell yeah. Jokic, he come to play. He come to play. No cap. It is so hard to stop him, bro. Like, I know I said limit, but he's unstoppable. You can't guard. Nobody on the team can guard him, and we seen that with Chet. We seen that with Hardenstein. You know what I'm saying? We put goddamn Lou Dort on him at one point. Cookfest. I mean, we gotta limit Jamal Murray as well. If we can lock up Jamal Murray, which I know we can, because he's due for a bad game. You feel me? Not praying on his downfall or whatever, but he's due for a bad game. But we can limit Jamal Murray. We can focus more on Jokic. You feel me? But also on the Thunder end, y'all gotta come to hoop. Shea hooped. J-Dub, you gotta step up. You're supposed to be our all-star. You was an all-star and everything like that. You're supposed to be our second co-all-star, whatever. You got to step up, bro. You can't have games like that. Like, you got to come to play. And I know y'all just got done, like, resting and everything like that. But, and the Nuggets are coming off a heated series with the Clippers. But you got to step up, bro. Chet got to step up. And you and Hardenstein got to stay out of foul trouble, bro. So, but, yeah, it's just – we got people off the bench like Isaiah Joe. That's a great fucking three-point shooter, airballing threes and missing. And that's
playoff pressure. Your palms get a little sweaty.
Yeah, I understand, but like, bro, you a pro. You gotta get out there and hoop, bro. So I feel like if everybody come to play, like the Thunder, like Alex Caruso came to fucking play. I ain't seen Alex Caruso play like that since he was with the Lakers. Like that was Alex Caruso right there. But you know what I mean? and he's had a good season and everything. But yeah, if everybody can just like come to play, bro, you know what I'm saying? Like they do what they supposed to do, we can win this game. It'll be like 6 or 7 games, but I say Thunder in 7 for sure.
Big Birds, what is your prediction?
Prior to this series even starting, I said whoever comes out of Nuggets Clippers is going to go to the Western Conference Finals, and I'm standing on that. I think what hurts the Thunder is like they have the same problem that everybody has. No one has an answer for Jokic. Like when you're the best player in the NBA, you can literally bend the will of any defense that you're going against. And we seen that literally in game 1. We all recognize that Aaron Gordon was the hero in the game once again. But at the same time, like, are we supposed to just dismiss 42, 22, and 6? I mean, we can't just dismiss that. The offense that he's able to generate is so impactful. And they have the necessary weapons on the offensive side of the ball to complement his game as a point center. And when you're going up against the likes of smaller big men, at least compared to the likes of him, like a Chet Holmgren, like a big J-Dub, like a Isaiah Hartenstein at times even, they're going to struggle. They're going to mess around and get in foul trouble, or they're going to get abused because like almost everybody else in the NBA that plays the big man role, they're getting abused as well.
Yeah.
So it's like also the you don't know what kind of J-Dub you're going to get. You don't know what type of Chet you're going to get. And while Shea has basically been as advertised, is that alone going to be enough to propel the Thunder to the next round?
I don't think so.
I personally don't think so.
I don't think so as well.
So I think with Aaron Gordon being the X factor that he is, with the Nuggets actually having success of letting Russ beat Russ, which is crazy.
Shocking.
Yeah,
Russ dropped goddamn. Did he drop 17 first game or like 20?
And he had close to, I believe he had north of 20, I think.
Yeah.
21.
Yeah, he was open.
But like the fact that they are letting Russ beat Russ, the fact that Jamal Murray has been such a consistent playoff rouser that we expect him to have the night that he did last time as well, and the fact that they have the better player in the series, at least in my opinion, I got no choice but to give it to Denver.
Respect.
I say in 6.
So my prediction going into it was Denver in 6. Obviously because I feel like you have the best player in the world and he can literally dictate the start and finish of a basketball game. But also I think the youth and inexperience of OKC is going to show itself again. Me personally, I'm not a big believer in Chet Holmgren. And not to say he can't be better in the future because he's only in his 3rd year, I believe, but his first year was wiped out of injury, so we can clearly say it's his 2nd year.
Yeah.
But I don't think he has that it factor. I feel like he can be your Porzingis.
Yeah.
I don't think he can be your Chet. I don't think he can be your Wemby that everybody's kind of hoping that he can be because he has all the tools that you can see with his ball handling skills, his shooting ability, his passing. I mean, he has the ability. It's some things confidence based. It's some things obviously he's not having that same level of leash that certain guys are able to have in order to grow into that role because you have a Shai Gilgeous-Alexander that's ball dominant and I mean really you eat off of Shai. Like when Shai don't want it, that's when you get it. Mm-hmm. And rightfully so. I mean that's going to realistically be the MVP of the league this year. But I'm not a believer in J-Dub. I've never been a believer in J-Dub. I think he's playing above his title role. And an example, like, I don't think Karl Anthony Towns is a 2. He's New York's 2, but I don't think he can be your 2 on a championship level team. Mm-hmm. I think Karl Anthony Towns is he would probably, like, if Karl Anthony Towns is your 3rd option, your team is in the NBA Finals. Karl Anthony Towns as your 2nd option, realistically, is a conference final berth, and outside of that, nothing else. But I don't know. I feel like we have Aaron Gordon. We seeing what he's doing.
Right.
2 game winners in the playoffs already. He's just getting started. I mean,
shit, he got 11 points right now.
And he put Chet in that rim.
You can make it a case.
that was so funny, bro.
You can make a case that he the second best player on the Nuggets.
Nah, he's not. It's Jamal Murray.
I'm in this playoff.
I want to know what the hell
it's
MPJ be doing. Like,
MPJ, he's not gonna be on the team by next year. He doesn't give enough effort on defense, and to his credit, I guess he's 6'11" and he's had multiple back surgeries. I mean, it's hard to sit down in that chair, rightfully so. But you can't be having that level of minutes, getting that level of money, and you're an inconsistent shooter that has no defensive tenacity, no defensive want to, and then on top of that, you're not an amazing rebounder. When he put his mind to it, he's a great rebounder. But realistically, he wants to hang around the 3 at 6'10", 6'11", shoot contested jump shots. And
not to cut you off, I think they want to give more minutes to Peyton Watson. And then at the same time, like when you're getting outplayed by the likes of Christian Brown, he's not even a shooter for real. Like at least to the likes of what we seen you capable of being at the highest stage in the NBA Finals.
right.
It's not looking too good for you.
I think Michael Porter Jr. He reached his peak. He reached his potential. Like they wanted him to be one of those real deal 3-and-D level players. That's why you invested that level of money in him, giving him that extension a couple years ago. But the years went by, and Michael Porter Jr. has, to my eyes, he's regressed. Like he's not the efficient shooter that he was, a 40-point, 3-point shooter per game. He's not the 20-point scorer that we thought he would eventually going to be that third option to the Nuggets and make that team the super team that we thought they were going to be once they beat Miami in the finals. He hasn't progressed whatsoever. I feel like that could be their one downfall in a sense, not having that level of size on the court, doing what size is supposed to do, which is rebound, be a presence. Mm-hmm. But I think Jokic and Murray 1-2 game, even if Murray doesn't show up to the levels that, we expect playoff Murray to show up to, I feel like that's going to be enough to surpass the youth and inexperience of OKC, and I feel like Denver's going to realistically win this series in 6. Now, if the Thunder was to win this series, I wouldn't be shocked at all because you're the number 1 seed in the league. You won 72 games as up to this point.
I would only be shocked because you playing against the best player in the world, and like I was saying, like he's unstoppable. I ain't mean to cut you off. So
but I got Denver in 6. But the last series, man, we got the Golden State Warriors. Just found out that Steph Curry is out for at least that his injury is kind of ranging towards a month with that hamstring. He has a grade 2 level left hamstring, so let's keep that in the mind when we're making these predictions. But we have the Golden State Warriors minus Steph Curry versus the Minnesota Timberwolves. 1-0 so far. Golden State won despite not having Steph Curry. So, Amari, what is your predictions now? Well, before the series started and now, since obviously the news of Steph Curry not returning in this series.
Before I had it going for sure, Golden State way, especially the way that Curry has been playing in the playoffs, man. I mean, he's been playing like Curry. He's been playing pretty damn good, and with the Jimmy Butler, he's stepping up. And I mean, almost just watching the games against them, like play against the Rockets, and the Rockets is a good team. That's a great defensive team in my eyes. You know what I'm saying? So what they were able to do against the Rockets was crazy. So I for sure expected it to go to stay away, but now that Curry is out, and we know Jimmy can step up. We done seen him do it, but I don't know. Now that series right there is kind of like iffy. I'm gonna go Timberwolves just because I feel like Ant is like he due to go. He's due for like what can I say? He's due for a breakout, bro. This is like where he's gonna. I feel like this is where he's gonna elevate his play. And he's been playing good in the playoffs, but I feel like this is where like he shows like, okay, yeah, I'm Ant. Like, you know what I mean? Like he steps up, he leads his team to. I say Timberwolves and what? I feel like that series gonna go to 7. I feel like that's gonna be a hard fall series, even though they don't have Curry, but they have Jimmy Butler, and that's gonna be Jimmy not going. Y'all know, we all know that Jimmy not no punk, bro. He not gonna go out like that. So he gonna do his utmost to, lead Golden State to a win. And Curry is out for how many weeks?
It's looking like close to a month. I mean, Curry was reported crying in the tunnel. Yeah. So obviously, if you're crying, it's not no damn a week or 2. Like it's a It's a real injury, missing real time in the most crucial part of an NBA season. So obviously prayers up to Curry as well. But Amari, you got he has the Timberwolves in 7, big verse. What is your prediction that you had prior to this series starting, and now learn about the news of Steph Curry being out potentially for
my prior and my current never really changed. I still had the Timberwolves. I don't think this is the best series, but I think this is the most interesting. And I say that because we all know how exciting the Timberwolves can be. I just wonder what that offense is going to look like between a Stephen Curry-less Golden State team. I seen that, and at Spurs during that Timberwolves game in Game 1, at times it made more sense for me to like stab my eyes because like that shit was just terrible to watch. But at times it honestly looked like, okay, Jimmy and Draymond are able to hold it down. Oh, they still got elite shooters like Buddy Hield, who, while streaky, is on the right side of that streak at this moment in time.
True.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll definitely be fairly intriguing to see if Jimmy Butler can, well, we already know what he's capable of on the offensive side of the ball, but it'll be interesting to see how he'll be able to tap back into what we've seen when his days of Philly, his days of Miami for all these years. If he could tap back into that in the Bay, and if Buddy Hield or Pods or whoever can pick up that load on the offensive side of the ball that is now left off of Steph Curry's ability to be the greatest shooter in the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
But even with that being said, I don't expect Minnesota to be as poor as they did on the offensive side of the ball. Even with how good Golden State's defense is, I don't expect Ant to have such a subpar game multiple times within this series. I don't expect that many shooting slumps. And while the Minnesota Timberwolves can be offensively challenged at times, they're still a damn good shooting team. They're still a damn good rebounding team. And they're still the bigger team. The strengths that the Rockets had over the Warriors, the Timberwolves have those same exact strengths, but their difference is we're in the midst of developing our guy. They have a guy that's already established, and he had one poor showing. I guarantee you he's not going to try to have that same showing again. I got the T-Wolves and honestly 5.
Man, so you don't got to go and say winning another game.
Not without Curry,
I
nah.
don't think that's crazy to say.
Without Curry, nah. Because that, you got to think about it, that offense.
They're planning how to shut that down right now.
And it's not even just that. It's like we all know that the offensive load is geared towards Curry. You're not leaving sight of him. How many shooters do you expect that are going to carry you to victory on the Golden State Warriors? Like, do you trust Pods multiple times within a series against the defenders of Jaden McDaniels?
But they got Jimmy Butler though.
Jimmy Butler has a deep hatred for Minnesota.
Yeah, he has a deep hatred for Minnesota, but keep in mind too that Minnesota's a great defensive team.
That is.
Like, you could put a Julius Randle on him, because it's not like he gonna sit on the 3-point line and just get the ice on everybody. He's gonna drive to that paint, try to draw some fouls, or he's gonna try to get to his spot in the mid-range and pull up.
Right.
Just put a big body on him, or put a long body on him, and make everything that he does difficult.
Yeah.
Then who else is going to be your offensive threat if it's not a wide open 3 or late in the shot clock?
Minnesota got a great.
Like, you're gonna give it, you're gonna give it to Draymond, you're gonna give it to Pods, you're gonna give it to Buddy, you're gonna give it to Kuminga, who just now started to get extra minutes. Like, what are you gonna do on the offensive side of the ball? That's what I'm curious to see.
I think y'all points about obviously picking Minnesota is valid, and obviously my prediction before the series with Minnesota in 6. I feel like Golden State didn't have the offensive firepower to keep up with Minnesota when everybody's firing on all cylinders. But y'all can call me crazy if y'all want, but I'm taking Golden State in 6. Now, I know Steph Curry is out, but Golden State has been the best defensive team in the league since they got Jimmy Butler. And despite them not having Steph Curry on the floor, they're limiting your shot attempts and they're limiting your points. That Rockets series, prior to a couple games, we weren't even going over 90s or the hundreds. So they're locking us up. And obviously we was a bad half-court offense, and we know our offensive struggles and woes. But they just held them to 88 points, right? Am I tripping? Without Steph Curry, they held the T-Wolves to 88 points. I mean, I just don't think, despite Golden State not having Steph Curry on the offensive man, I feel like their defensive prowess and the bodies that they have, and Jimmy Butler being in that position before being a number one alpha and frankly, I think this is the better supporting cast than what he had in Miami. So I feel like Jimmy Butler can will this team alone to the Western Conference Finals. Now, do I want that? Absolutely not, because that level of basketball is extremely not enjoyable to watch, seeing teams go under 90 and 100 points on an annual basis.
Right.
But at the same time, I feel like Anthony Edwards is going to have the most difficult series of his life. Draymond Green, defensive player of the year candidate. Gary Payton is a pest. Paz is a pest. Everybody on that team has pest-like activity. I say that to say this. This is going to be the ugliest series that we ever going to see in the NBA playoffs. This postseason, I feel like Julius Randle, I've had questions about him in the past. And obviously, it was rightfully so because he didn't come to play.
Right.
I think this is going to be a series that Julius Randle struggles, especially with the primary defender being Draymond Green. Jaden McDaniels, Golden State is constructed to limit your offensive capabilities. And I feel like it's just going to be a repeat of what they did to Houston. They put that stranglehold on it when it mattered the most because that championship experience, bringing in a championship level player in Jimmy Butler to lead that pack of young guys that on any given night, it could be anybody's night. Buddy Hill just having his nights right now, but we've seen Paz go on them crazy heater streaks where he hitting 6 to 7 threes. We've seen, we just seen Pat Spencer single-handedly bring that team back in that Rockets game before we had to put in our starters and we had to really put it away. It's random guys that they have on their team that step up when they're needed. And I don't know why. It's some dark magic. I don't know what it is. But I just feel like Golden State, for some odd reason, they're going to win this series. Now, do I want them to? No, absolutely not. But I feel like that's what's going to happen. I feel like they're going to end up shutting down Ant. They're going to make it very difficult for them to score. And on offense, they have Jimmy Butler that somehow, some way elevates his game in the playoffs to a whole nother level. And he's going to be forced to with the absence of Steph Curry for a large period of time. So I got Golden State in 6.
The only combat that I have for that is while Jimmy's going back to his respective role, I just personally believe that defense travels, whereas offense, you just kind of figure it out as you go. Like, I genuinely have no idea what the offense is going to look like to start and finish a game without your offensive engine on that team. Like, that's literally the only question I have for Golden State. I would be on your side if I had more consistent faith in guys outside of Jimmy Butler. But I personally just don't.
Hey, that's respectful. That's just a gut feeling. And shoot, if the offense was so bad, wasn't Golden State supposed to lose that game against Minnesota despite not having Steph Curry?
I mean, even with that being said, they were sub 100 too. Like, even with that being said.
But they held them under them. So at the end of the day, that defense had them under a stranglehold just enough, and they was able to put up just enough points to beat them.
Do you feel like their defense is going to be able to stifle Minnesota that much to that degree for the rest of the series?
Yes.
Probably so.
Yes, that's the best. Like, that is the best defensive team in the league since the Jimmy Butler trade. And they show it on a night-to-night basis. Ant been going crazy in these playoffs for the exception of this game, the game 5 in LA when he went 0 for 11 from 3. He put up a 9 for 12, 1 to 5 for 3, only 23 points. And that's an awful game because, his coach came out and said that he didn't bring the energy. He didn't bring the juice. Well, goddamn it, he didn't have a choice. He didn't have a chance because they shut him down. The game plan was to stop, and it was very effective. And at the end of the day, what more like sample size do we need of Golden State being an elite level defense that, despite who they have on the court, they just somehow get it done.
Right. That's why I said I agree with both of y'all, and why I agree with you. Like, that's why I said about Jimmy Butler. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't. That's why I'm kind of like, damn, that series probably gonna go to like game 7 because they have Jimmy Butler, and Jimmy Butler not gonna just like let the team, like the T-Wolves win, bro. He's not gonna let that happen. Like we've seen Jimmy Butler like in the playoffs go crazy, and he know how to carry. He did it his whole career in Miami. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I said that.
Hey, but speaking about Miami, man, let's transition our way back to the Eastern Conference, man. Tyrese Haliburton. He's been having himself some playoff moments, man. He's been trying to establish himself as one of those guys in the Eastern Conference and in the NBA. But with that being said, man, how many guards are you taking right now currently over Tyrese Haliburton in the Eastern Conference?
I'm gonna take 2.
He's the top 3? Or top? You saying he's the top 2?
Yeah,
Well, let's name the guards. Let's just make it easy for all of us.
There's
Would you rather have Haliburton or Brunson?
Brunson
for sure.
Would you rather have Haliburton or Drew Holiday?
Haliburton.
Oh, I like Drew Holiday. I ain't gonna lie. I like Drew Holiday.
I mean, Haliburton is like, yeah, but I'll get
He
Drew.
having his little resurgence. But
Drew has done enough to get like multiple championships. That's the only thing that's holding me back. But as far as if I'm putting my trust and faith in the team built around him, Hallie,
right.
Haliburton or Trae Young?
Haliburton.
Haliburton or Darius Garland?
Haliburton for sure. He's more consistent.
Big Reese.
All right, so would you rather have Haliburton or Darius Garland?
Haliburton.
Haliburton.
Haliburton or Trae Young?
Haliburton.
What the hell?
Haliburton or Tyrese Maxey?
Haliburton.
I said Tyrese Maxey. Gotta go Maxey.
I say Hallie the better Tyrese out of the both of them.
So, do you think Haliburton's play style translates to playoff wins?
I mean, clearly, yeah.
Yeah.
Man, sure. They beating the number 1 seed in the league 2-0, and he's controlling the pace. I think what makes him the most dangerous player on the court is by far he can control, or he can play at any pace. When he want, and the game goes at his pace, and not a lot of players in the league can do that. So, like, if he wants to slow it down and play in the half court and play pick and roll and pick you apart with his great vision, he can do that with the best of them.
Are you comfortable calling him the X Factor?
Yeah, I feel like if Tyrese Haliburton, if he's playing well, that team can win. Now, if he's not playing well, I mean, he's literally the engine that makes that team go. You have guys like Siakam, Neesmith. I wouldn't say Nembhard as much because he's a guard and he can create for himself. Yeah. But it's a lot of players on that team that are very reliant on Tyrese Haliburton for their level of offense, for their productivity that are getting them paid millions of dollars today because Tyrese Haliburton puts them in such great positions where all you can do is succeed. You get wide open catch and shoots. You get wide open lobs. You getting, you getting everything that you basically want as a player playing with Tyrese Haliburton. And I think, truthfully, if they beat the Cavs in this series, we got to have some real uncomfortable talks. That's for sure. And I don't want to say it, so I guess I'll start it. I'll start it off. How many guards I think are better than Tyrese Haliburton right now? I think 3. I think you can go definitively 3, and y'all can kill me for the last one. But
wait. 3 in the East? Okay.
In the East. I wouldn't even go West because if we go West, I'm him and him and him.
Easy.
But
automatically top 15.
Yeah, so guards in the East, I say Jalen Brunson. I'm taking Jalen Brunson over Tyrese Haliburton. I'm taking, what's his face?
K.
Yeah, I'm taking Cade Cunningham over Tyrese, and I'm taking Donovan Mitchell. I just think those guys are better. Even though Tyrese is beating Mitchell right now 2-0 in the series, I believe that Mitchell is the better talent. Obviously, if we would have had Mobley and Garland, the 2-game sample size of full team versus full team, I think it'd be a different story. But we don't, and that still ain't changed my damn mind. I think it's only 3 guards better than him. I think he surpassed a lot of people this year, as in Trae Young, as in LaMelo Balls, as in pause, extreme pause. I'm glad I caught it. But some of the guards that I thought that were going to elevate their level of play and like truly put themselves in them top guard talks really disappointed me this year. And Tyrese, I mean, he just keep rising to the occasion. He was 10 and 11 in the clutch this year. When it was go ahead baskets, I mean, Tyrese, he literally closed out the Bucks on his home court. And then just came back and gained the number 1 seed Cavs after being down 7 with 47 seconds left in the game, grabbing his own missed rebound, pulling it all the way back out. And instead of going for the tie, he said, hey, we ain't doing ties. I'm tired. It's time to go home.
Yeah.
And closed them out on a step back 3. You know how many that takes kahunas.
Right.
That takes kahunas. I mean, Tyrese Haliburton, man, I gained a lot of respect for you just because I see the level of, like, his play elevated tremendously from regular season to playoffs. And it's been like that the last 2 years. So, hey, Tyrese Haliburton, he's a top 4 guard in the East for me. But this playoff run that he can potentially go on will truly change my outlook on him if he performs the way I hope he does.
I only see 2 guards better than him as far as, like, in the Eastern Conference. It's the obvious ones, Cade and Brunson.
You think Mitch is better than you think Haliburton better than Mitchell?
The only reason I say yes.
What's the Haliburton?
I'm not going to use recency bias as an example. I'm going to use the grand scheme of things. We've seen the stretch of what Donovan Mitchell's career has been on both Utah and Cleveland up to this point in time. He is an electric scorer. There's not too many guys in the NBA that could put the ball in the basket better than he can, and he's done so for damn near a decade at this point in time, which is kind of crazy to think about. The heights that he was able to go to in Utah, let's face it, they weren't that high. The heights that he's been able to go to so far in Cleveland, unless something changes rather soon and rather quickly, are not going to be that high, at least at this moment in time. Haliburton has elevated the Pacers team, who through majority of the past 2 seasons have been middle of the pack. Like, this is the best season that they've had in years. And okay, hold up a second. You knocked off a top seeded team in the Bucks, even though they were injury depleted. You knocked off a team in New York who was like that on last year with Jalen Brunson elevating and putting the world on notice.
Yeah.
He did that on the road in a game 7, mind you. Now he's in the moment in time when he has a game winner that he just knocked off the Bucks again, and this time with a fully healthy Giannis, who was clearly the better player in the series. But I guess it didn't matter when you got Haliburton balling the way that he has been. Yeah. And then you're on the road again against the number 1 team, not only in the Eastern Conference, but record-wise in the NBA, and you are up 2-0 against that team, albeit the cards are stacked against what Cleveland has because of the injuries, but at the same time, like, you're 2 games away from going back to your conference finals in back-to-back seasons.
Right.
And that's in the Eastern Conference. We know that they're not as stacked as the West, but, like, that's got to be worth a damn in some instance and point in time. It ain't that many people that could do that in back-to-back seasons, and God knows what would happen if the Pacers can mess around and go to the finals. Like, that would be insane to think about, and that's honestly not a far-fetched idea or a far-fetched prediction for some people because of how good his game has elevated Indiana. Like, for as great as all the other players have been on that team in their respective roles, he truly is, his pace of play, he truly is the ultimate pacer, which is crazy to say.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Man. We gotta call it out, man. He's done had a lot of playoff series where their best guy or one of their key guys have not been there. I mean, this series alone, we got Mitchell. I mean, we got Garland and Mobley. The last series, we had no Dame. The New York series, no Brunson. Like, we kind of got to start viewing the obvious of what we're seeing with Tyrese Haliburton. Not Tyrese Haliburton, but this Pacers team that's just magically getting all these guys injured at the worst time possible when they play them in the playoff.
With that logic, you can erase 2015 Warriors playoff run.
And with that logic, you can erase the run that the Celtics had last year too.
The Celtics as well. Sure, I said that last year. Yeah, I was saying that for sure. So it's not like it was something far-fetched for me to think about. But
So
I mean-
I got some hot takes for y'all. Y'all can either agree with them or leave them alone. So, this is the year that the Knicks finally beat Boston in the playoffs. Agree or disagree?
Agree.
That
agree
looks
with it.
better by the
I feel
day.
like Brunson now due for one.
Yeah, it looks better by the day,
They do
to be
feel-
honest.
Halliburton and the Pacers have the best backcourt in the playoffs.
Hell no. I mean, no.
In the playoffs?
Hell
No.
The f-
What the hell are you?
Halliburton's going to prove you guys wrong.
Hey,
The Warriors are not dead yet. Don't count out experience.
Facts.
Nah, I ain't counting them.
I'm sorry. I said T Wolves in 5. I'm standing on it. I got to see what that offense look like tomorrow.
The Thunder have nothing to worry about. And
Hell yeah, we got
the Nuggets' depth.
I mean, we on
No.
their ass right now.
It's a
but-
battle between depth and talent at this
Yeah.
point.
And
No,
that
depth
really
and
don't. I mean, that
experience. It's
matters in a sense, but at the same time, it doesn't.
It's experience and talent. That's the battle that is really going after, honestly.
Yeah.
So
I would rather build a franchise around Haliburton than Brunson.
I'll build it around Brunson.
You can't. I feel like you can go both ways, but I feel like Tatum. I said Tatum. Brunson, he has a higher ceiling because I mean, they're both clutch level players, but I trust Brunson with the ball in his hands a little bit more than I do Haliburton.
I think it depends on your vision. Like, are you looking for your best player to be a ball dominant guard that has a high usage in terms of putting the ball in the basket, or are you looking for a facilitator who gets everyone a scoop of the sugar and has no problem doing it himself?
We'll say hindsight's 2020. In June, when we're looking back at this, would you regret saying that you'd rather take Haliburton?
Well, I think Brunson's better, so I'd say I'd rather build around Jalen.
I got Brunson.
If the Warriors don't make it, simple, blow it up.
No.
They just
No,
paid
hell.
half the guys on that team. They there.
If you blowing anything up, you're just blowing up the younger core for more experienced veteran pieces.
Last but not least, the Celtics have the most pressure and the least excuses.
Oh,
Yeah, they do.
most definitely. And that's the defending champs.
You brought back an identical team that just literally won the championship with obviously the best team remaining in the playoffs, and you have all the pressure on you for sure to repeat it. It's a disappointment if the Celtics don't repeat this year.
I had to think about it, but I mean, no one's gonna remember the fact that they missed like 70-something threes in a 2-game span. No one's gonna pay attention to that. The only thing they're gonna pay attention to is
Wins, losses.
the 2 L's. So, by that default, that's kind of obvious.
And obviously, we're talking about basketball, so let's refrain back to the playoffs. Which team left in the playoffs are under the most pressure to make it to the conference finals?
Me, I'll say the Thunder for sure. No bias. We seen the same thing last year. I mean, we wanted them to make it to the Western Conference Finals, and we didn't. We lost to the Mavs. So, yeah, I say the Thunder for sure, especially with the great season that they've had, especially that the year that Shea's had, and just the team in general. You know what I'm saying? But we should have had 70 wins, but 68, 69, that's solid. But you know what I'm saying? I feel like everybody that hears, the Thunder, you know what I'm saying, they have high expectations for them. Especially if we the number 1 seed. So yeah, we gotta live up to them expectations. So yeah.
Big Bird.
I'll go a different route. I'll go Cleveland. Like, even with their situation that they're dealing with the injuries, I mean, like, you fired a talented coach and you replaced him with a Coach of the Year candidate, or Coach of the Year winner in a sense. But JB Biggerstaff, is not like he's not doing his thing in Detroit as well. And then you've been in this situation before. You've been to the second round, and you've had Donovan Mitchell for his number of years. You expect him to take you to heights that you haven't seen since the King. So if you realistically want to do so, then you're going to have to take that leap some way, rather now rather than later, because hell, at this point in time, it may never come. This team has a lot of vast talent. You've seen a lot of development from the likes of Darius Garland, from the likes of Evan Mobley, the trade acquisitions, and they got into DeAndre Hunter. the shooting abilities they have with Ty Jerome and everybody else on the team, Max Strus, all these guys, they have a lot of talent. And for some reason, even with these high seeds that they're getting, they're not able to get the job done.
And it's crazy because he took my damn answer. I was going to say Cleveland. But since he said Cleveland already, I'll go a different route. I'll go Minnesota. Minnesota's under the most pressure to advance, not because of regular season expectation. Because obviously, we all thought the Lakers. And then if not the Lakers, then, oh my God, it's the OKC Thunder. They have the best record in the league. Whoop-de-whoop. Next, I'm pretty sure everybody gave a puncher's chance to the Nuggets. So, where does the Timberwolves fall in this equation? I would say they would probably have the 6, 7 best chances of making it to the conference finals, if not the finals out of the West. But now, no Steph Curry, y'all have immense pressure to literally make this work. Because if you don't,
that's the dream scenario.
Yeah.
Anthony Edwards is going to be crucified on national airways. He's going to be crucified in sports talks. Damn. It doesn't matter how great he performed. You have to defeat a team depleted with their best player, and they're not a great offensive team. They don't have too many offensive weapons. Anthony Edwards, you want that spotlight. You called for this matchup a year ago saying you want him because you wanted Draymond and the Warriors because they talk so much smack. But now you have them in a crystal, like, what? It's
a perfect situation.
What?
Low key.
Shrimp platter. Right there. They leaving it on the middle of the table. And you can go get that. That's you.
And he didn't get it in game 1. He was 0 for 11 from 3.
But I'm saying, if he doesn't finish, if he doesn't complete this mission right here, oh my goodness.
They're going to kill him.
Hey,
they're going to kill him
Anthony Edwards, my
social
brother.
media.
My brother. Hey, I would delete social media for a couple months because they're gonna kill you like they did Bron.
You think this is the Warriors' last dance?
No.
God, no. That's why they got Jimmy Butler.
They ain't really even killed Bron that bad.
What? Whoa.
Like when I was reading the comments, it was more so they're just saying funny shit.
They was talking about this year. We talking about Prime, bro.
Oh, Prime.
We talking about when he did what?
But now I think this year with the Warriors, this isn't their last dance because that's what you got Jimmy for, to extend Steph's window, to extend Draymond's window, to extend the careers of their last dance being.
This run started in 2015. It's been 10 years.
Yeah, but even when great runs come to an end, some take longer than others.
How much longer you see the Warriors as a deep playoff threat?
Well, how long can they continue
2 years.
How long can they continue to stack talent around an aging Curry, an aging Jimmy, and an aging Dre?
I think you got this year. You have next year, and afterwards you're done. I feel like Curry obviously he's losing steps as we can see. Obviously, at this level, he's still looking pretty great.
Until Steph retired.
No. He's slowing down for sure. I feel like Jimmy Butler's gonna be 37 by the time his contract is over.
Christ.
But we gotta. Draymond Green is getting old. Everybody's getting old over there. So I'm not gonna just sit there and say they got 5 to 7. No. 2 years is a reasonable amount of time for them to accomplish everything they want to, still be playing at not their peak, but still at a very competitive level. You draft well. Hopefully your guys develop in pods and some of your younger guys. And you have that 2-year window where you can compete for it all. Maybe you can trade some of them younger assets at development or something into, I wouldn't say a big star because they wouldn't have the cap space for it. But for somebody that can be that third sidekick to Curry and Butler, that's going to help them elevate their title chances.
Yeah.
But with that being said, man, we almost forgot one question. Is Tyrese Haliburton overrated or underrated in y'all lives?
I feel like he's underrated.
Yeah,
I'll say
he's underrated for sure. Because, when you think of the best guards in the NBA, it's a while before you get to his name.
Yeah.
But in his short NBA career, he showcased that he's capable of being a franchise player. He's capable of being a playoff riser.
Right.
And even prior to the recency bias of this year, he showcased that last year with taking that team to 4 games away from a realistic chance at an NBA championship. We got to give him his flowers because he's done nothing but showcase why he deserves them.
I think he's just not like. I don't think he's overrated, but I don't think he's underrated. I think he's properly rated, and like obviously people say that he's overrated in the league, and that carries value. But for me, my personal assessment of him is like he's a good player. He's not a great player. He's a good connector of your team. He orchestrates the flow and the harmony of your team. But I'm not elevating him because he hitting a couple clutch bucks. I'm sorry. I'm looking at the grand scheme of things. When you play every single team without their best player at a certain point,
Yeah.
I mean, we got to call a spade a spade. I mean, that's like you playing the Los Angeles Lakers without Luka Doncic and Bron. Like, you're supposed to run through these folks. Like, he got to play the Knicks last year without Brunson. He got to play
Bucks without Giannis.
Yeah, he played the Bucks without Giannis last year, and then he played the Bucks without Dame this year. So like, I'm looking at it from the standpoint of Haliburton is a good player for sure, but is he underrated because he doesn't get the amount of media attention as these top guards are getting, or like? No, I don't.
He get it.
I don't think he deserves that level of attention. He doesn't deserve the level of spotlight given to some of these level of. I mean, but first off, we gotta put it into perspective. Where do we rank Tyrese Haliburton amongst the guards in the league? And then we can kind of divide and be like, okay, like that's why he's not getting the level of attention. Like, damn, like he's better than him, and him. Like, why isn't he in this conversation? So obviously, Charles, you said 2 guards are only better than him in the East. Mara, you said 7. But
I said 2. I said 2.
You said Tyrese Maxey, and you said
LaMelo Ball.
Bro, he just said Tyrese Maxey was better.
I'll say this. Do you think he starts on every single team?
Possibly, yeah.
In the NBA.
NBA.
Maybe.
No.
Not every team, but some. Just some.
No.
In the East. I don't think he starts on 2 teams.
He don't start on Cleveland. He don't start on Detroit. He don't start on New York. Yeah, he don't.
Yeah.
Nah, he had a chance to start
He got
on New
a
York.
chance.
Because Brunson kind of more like a shooting guard and a point guard's body. So I feel like he could play with Brunson.
Wait,
like,
you don't think he starts in Cleveland?
Yeah, no, heck no. What's his name? Are you saying him or Garland? Are you talking about him or Mitchell?
I'll put him over Garland.
Yeah, I would take him over Garland. I'm gonna take him over Mitchell. But
No.
I'm gonna take that back on that Tyrese statement. I'm gonna say Haliburton is better than Maxey as of right now. Maxey does.
What happened, bro?
Nah, I'm just thinking about it.
That's your partner.
I know, but I'm just saying that. I'm just thinking.
Huh?
Maxey is 30 a night.
Nah, he's like 20.
Maybe he get busy. He'll get busy.
It's kind of
he has.
inefficient bucks now.
I know we talked about this, but he can be better than Haliburton for sure. I feel like he can. But
I say Maxey score, Haliburton facilitated.
exactly,
And the thing about Haliburton is like everything he do is so unorthodox.
yeah,
It's hard to guard. You like
It's hard to predict, and it's not like his handle is crazy, but it's like
A skinny, funky Luka.
But like
God.
the funk works. Like that's crazy.
he got funk in everything. Funk in the shot, funk in the dribble.
my initial answer, like for the 2 guards that was better than him, Brunson and in the East, Brunson and D. Mitch, well Spider, whatever you want to call him, Mitchell. That's the only 2 guards I see that's
They
just
think
really.
Haliburton better than Cade.
Oh fuck, that's kind of tough. That's kind of tough. I ain't gonna lie, cause Cade, he really showed me something this year. I mean, really, since he's been in the league, he's been doing pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Shit. Damn, that is a good point. I say Cade got him. Just cause off of like Cade's ability to like just score. Yeah, Haliburton can score, but Cade kind of make it look effortless. Like Cade is a bucket, and he gonna play defense. Like he's an all-around player, and Cade is what, like 6'6", I think.
Yeah, he's 6'5",
6'6",
he's 6'7".
6'7", you know what I'm saying? He doing that at 6'7". Haliburton, he tall too, but I don't know. Cade is just, I feel like he's just a little more efficient than Haliburton. I don't know. He just makes it look better. I don't know. Everything he does is looks so fluent, and he's
just says, he just has the aura.
I don't know. He just got it, bro. I don't know. So yeah, that's a good one too. But those are that's the 3 guards I got over him.
So he starts on most teams in the East. Is he a definitive All-Star, or is that up for debate? Like, should he be on that roster? Or
Yeah, he should. He should be.
Like second, like
He should be for sure. I think Dame has, obviously with age, his play has gone down. He isn't as effective as what he was in the past, and we kind of giving Dame the All-Star nod more than Dame. Like, it's Damian Lillard. Like, it's like Kobe Bryant's back in there. Rest in peace, Kobe, of course. But when he was like on his last legs, he was still getting voted into them All-Star games just off of the sheer fact he was Kobe Bryant.
Right.
It wasn't because he was a top 24 player in the league. So,
Do you feel like Haliburton can get higher than his ceiling of All-NBA third team?
he can get
Yes,
to second team.
but
Second
what
team.
NBA team is he?
What can he be?
I think the highest he could be is 2. I can't put him in that. He would never be a top 5 player, ever. Unless his scoring, I think that's really what halts him in a sense. His offensive aggression at times of not being extremely passive and just like being more, I'ma go get mine.
Yeah, that's what I like about Cade. Outside of him,
I don't think that hurts him because I don't think that's what the Pacers ask him to do.
No, but I'm saying like he would never be ranked any higher in my eyes because of his lack of offensive aggression.
Oh yeah.
respect. All right, on to the next topic though, man. With the addition of
Sorry. Like, pull your shorts down.
oh yeah, that nigga naked in the last video. Like, nigga in the last video. I say, where the fuck is your shorts at, nigga? Hey, nigga.
All right, with that being said, man, let's reflect our talent back to the NBA, man. We have an immense talent in Giannis Antetokounmpo that just got eliminated in 5 last week. A lot of speculators are reporting that this will potentially be Giannis' last game in a Milwaukee Bucks uniform. So we've seen the teams that's currently interested, which should be everybody in the damn league. But what team can seriously acquire the services of Giannis Antetokounmpo for next season?
The only one that makes the most sense, and that's if I put my bias aside, Miami. That's the only one. I mean,
That's his favorite team. So sure, you know he biased.
Who?
You.
Man, the day that
But I mean, what is he?
I say too, cause like
What the fuck?
Miami just an ugly play style. Like it's gonna be
yeah.
ground and like no.
nah, you just said that was my favorite team.
Yeah, I'm just
Nah, the day that's my favorite team is the day Canes don't sell chicken.
Hey, bro. Hey, bro.
It's my.
I didn't see reports of him like the Lakers want him, quote unquote.
Why
That
the fuck would he do?
But
if
it would be
Giannis
crazy.
goes to the Lakers, Chick-fil-A will start selling burgers.
I mean, it's real. Not with the Chick-fil-A thing. It's realistic. It's real. It can be realistic. I ain't gonna lie. Like,
no,
I
why
mean-
would
No,
the
their bench would be atrocious.
they'll be
They don't have
the
to give up so much.
they'll be the new version of the Suns.
I think if you were trading for Giannis, I think you would have to get off LeBron James. You can't
You have to.
They're gonna want a big name for a big name.
You can't have 3 top 5 players on the
God.
same team at the same time.
And LeBron is only
Boys.
looking for a player option.
what about the Heat?
In 2017.
The Heat don't have
God no.
bigger names.
Klay
than
Thompson was
LA.
a top 5 player
The Heat was
Yes.
the Heat. They had a
in
big
the
three.
league.
Excuse me, fellas.
Klay Thompson was a top 5 player in the league in 2017.
In
In
2017.
2017, he was absolutely one of the top 5 feared shooter in the league.
That's not what we
Shooter
at.
and player
not
is
what
2
we
different
at.
things.
Is he a top 5?
Was he a
player?
top 5 player in the league? Klay Thompson in 2017.
No.
Nah, hell no.
Okay.
But it's the 73-9 Warriors. You defend Steph and KD go off. You shut down KD and Steph, Clay go off. You did like
Shit,
it's lose.
shit, you couldn't
All right,
shut
but-
down. None of them niggas could shut down KD. Nobody could. Not that year.
Yeah, every other year after
Back
that.
to Giannis. I like I said, he needs some shooters. He like Miami. That's not gonna do it. Like he gonna have Tyler Hero. We hope and pray that Duncan Robinson can make some jump shots.
Damn, that's crazy. He used to.
He went from a bucket getter to his line is 3.5 points.
Wow.
And he is under realistically.
So
Wow.
I mean,
And he don't got a line no more. He in Cancun.
Damn.
But my thing, and it's crazy because like I can see this happening. I don't want it to happen by any means, but I see the Oklahoma City Thunder. I see a playoff run, not making it past the second round to truly make that happen. Because at that point, it's like, look, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is entering his prime. He's about to win a league MVP. He's performing at regular season standards in the playoffs, which is mightily impressive to say that he's averaging 32 a game, 33 a game. I mean, he's showing up. But at a certain point, you can only bring them young guys along for so much long before it's like, okay, like
You got to cut bait.
we have to maximize that championship window. We love you to death. You was our draft pick.
Right.
But
We
it's time to make that next step to be actual championship contenders.
Right.
And I feel like OKC will have the best capable trade package in order to get the services of Giannis. You put in a Chet, you put in J-Dub,
yeah.
you put in some of your other guys, like maybe a Case and Wallace, maybe a
Isaiah Joe.
But nah, keep this in mind too. Milwaukee, I don't think they own too many picks until 2031.
And that's no problem because OKC has hella picks until 20 whatever.
Yeah.
So they're going to send them
Sam
about
Presti.
4 to 5 and then trade about 4 or 5 of their players and then they have Giannis Antetokounmpo.
He know what he doing. We see what he did with Shai doing. So
But I say that's only possible if OKC gets eliminated second round. I feel like if they get eliminated conference finals, I feel like you still run it back. But at the same time, it's really hard at passing on a generational talent like Giannis Antetokounmpo. In Shai's prime, you actually have the available assets to get a talent like Giannis.
I've always felt like Shai needed like a second co-star, like next to him to like help him out. Yes, J-Dub does his thing time and time, but Giannis would like be perfect for that. You know what I'm saying? Especially because, I mean, shit, it's Giannis. I mean, and then they're gonna have, I don't know, they're gonna have the roster. That'd be pretty stacked. I ain't gonna lie. That was my second answer, honestly.
I guess my question is,
I ain't want to be biased though.
do you feel like they would be a little hesitant to, because I know you're not the biggest fan of them, but do you feel like they'll be hesitant to stunt the growth of their newly named All-Star in J-Dub? Like, do you feel like they would want to see how high he can go as a 2 to Shai?
No, absolutely
I don't
not.
think so. I feel like the Thunder are in a win now mode.
Well, yeah, they are in win now.
They in win now mode. Like,
But like the fact that they got to these heights when they're still one of the youngest rosters in the NBA, it's like, wouldn't you want to see how that materializes in the grand scheme of things after maybe another year or two?
so
Absolutely not.
you feel like they would target, instead of J-Dub, it would be like Chet and like Hardenstein or somebody like that. Maybe with
I
another.
feel like Milwaukee's biggest thing is assets in terms of the draft because they don't have nothing. Like they don't have they're in no position to do anything. Like they don't
so
have.
you feel like we would give them draft picks?
Well, because
of
like
how many we have.
Well, it's not even that. It's like Milwaukee's only marketable asset that they have on the roster outside of Giannis that they could realistically try to shop around for other picks or players would be who? Bobby Portis. Nobody wants Kyle Kuzma. Nobody wants Brook Lopez. I don't know how many teams are realistically interested in like the likes of Gary Trent Jr.
KPJ.
Yeah, so it's like,
Damn.
what do they have to offer? The only thing that they're looking to get is things that are going to help them benefit in the long run in position of tanking. But if they don't have picks to tank for, then what are they doing? They're just in no man's land.
I think every team has to,
would hate to come on
include
J-Dub.
multiple first-round draft picks in order to get Giannis, especially. You stating that they don't own a draft pick within the next 5 years, so they gonna want They're gonna want young players. They want young players that's gonna be able to develop and be their next generation of. I can't say Giannis, but give the fans in Milwaukee a reason to come to Fordham Stadium. Mm-hmm. I mean, you're not coming to I said stadium, Fordham Fieldhouse. Oh, I don't know how you say Milwaukee's arena name, but I feel like you get J-Dub, you get Chet, you let them develop in front of a small market team, which is going to rally around them just like OKC did. You bring in a lot of draft picks from OKC, and you build. You absolutely build. You bring in a couple pieces. You may have to take a Case and Wallace, or you're going to take
Isaiah Joe.
Nah, Isaiah Joe.
Big J-Dub.
You feel like he's untouchable?
No, I'm going to say untouchable. I'm like, the amount of goodies that OKC have over there to be took, I don't think he's top priority on any list. No, I think Case of Wallace, Chet Holmgren, and J-Dub and 4 first-round picks should do it.
I don't want that. Ooh.
But to rebuttal on what you said earlier, I just feel like any of this is only possible
if OKC don't take care of business.
If they lose in the second round.
Yeah.
If they go any further than the Nuggets, they're fine with their roster right now.
I wouldn't even say that either.
But you think that regardless, if they don't end the season in the finals, you think they're just going to do a knee-jerk reaction and immediately try to go after Giannis?
I mean, you would be a fool.
No, if you lose this round, you're going to go fix why did I lose, and you're going to not panic.
No, but he said you said that they're good if they get past the second round. He doesn't think so.
If we did have Giannis, oh my God, we could match him with Jokic. That would be perfect. And I feel like Giannis strong, so is Jokic, but like I feel like he can.
You got to be.
Do Jokic even be cooking Giannis like that? I haven't seen it.
I think it's a great trade, but
he cook everybody.
It only happened if OKC also wants it to happen.
But you got to be careful too, though. Like I know you're an OKC fan, so you're gonna be biased about this, but from the outside looking in, we've seen for an extended period of time, a collection of talent does not equal a great. It don't equal a great team. We got too many examples of that where name brand players that look great on paper on some Brooklyn Nets, Phoenix Suns. I mean, the list goes on and on about how many teams that were supposed to be great. I mean, hell, just look at the Sixers. Look at the Clippers. I mean, shit, look at what the Jazz were when they had Rudy and Bogdanovich and Donovan Mitchell, all them boys. Like, it just doesn't equal postseason success, or at least not as much as you would think. Yeah. Now, more than ever, it's a collection of the roster and the guys around you and how you're able to construct it to whatever vision you have as a coach.
Right, man. But Giannis, it's going to be very interesting this offseason to see where Giannis truthfully goes. He's going to have a lot of suitors in the league. And when that massive trade happens, to wherever he goes to,
we're going to be the first ones to bring it right to your head.
What he said. But with that being said, man, that will conclude episode 50 of Check the Stats podcast, man. If you made it to the end of the video, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, follow us on all our personal pages, and keep up with every update that's going on with the pod. We're continuing to grow. We appreciate all of y'all support, man. 50 episodes in the books, man. A lot more to go. We're only getting better from here, man. If you with us, you on the right side of the thing, side of the shit, whatever. I'm tired. But, Sam, man, it's been a pleasure. Big verse, big 5-0 in the building, man. Let's break us out so we can get out.
You know, who's one of the most underrated rappers in our generation?
50 Cent.
50 Cent. And you know why? Because he has nothing but bangers. Nothing but club music that could get anybody routed up. Anybody wanting to get juiced up to listen to them facts. And if you need them facts, 0 places to check them for unless you with us to check. Damn studs.
Sign it out.
It's the same way it wins the finals.
He's getting thrashed. I don't care about no final. I mean, he didn't win the finals MVP. It's for a reason. If he was the best player on the team, the most impactful player, he's going to get the most valuable player award. And he went to the finals, and what he do?
Nah, sure.
He put up boo-boo.
Look.
And he didn't get the award.
Hey, Tatum, if you a top 5 player, you ain't supposed to go out like this.
You proved
You
it.
really not.
You done put up back-to-back shitters. Now it's time to prove that you the shit.
Okay.
Literally though.
Literally. And I ain't talking about
She ain't even a fault.